Hey guys, and welcome back to Vlogmas. Today is what I watched in the month of November. Like always, there's a link down below. This month we are helping the polar bears, so if you feel like you can donate, just drop it down and there you go. If you hear yelling, Dakota is doing Ragemas in the background, so. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I watched a few shows and a couple movies, or one show and a couple movies, but it just wasn't a great month for watching things. I don't know why. The first movie that we watched, me and Dakota watched together, we watched Pet Sematary, the new one. Let me clarify, it is the new one. The old one has a near and dear place in my heart. This new one, I gave it a 3.5. They changed the whole plot, basically. I haven't read the book yet. I think I have it somewhere in my bookshelf, but I don't know. We'll find it eventually, and I'll read it, and I'll let you guys know what I think. And the next movie I watched was the only thing I rated 5 stars. And that was Holiday. It's on Netflix. The next movie I watched was Holiday, and it's a Netflix original. I think it just came out October, November. I'm not sure. I found it on TikTok, obviously, where I get most of my suggested watching. It is about this girl. She goes to her family's holidays, and her mom's always like, oh, when are you getting married? When are you doing this? Blah, 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 So her aunt brings a date that you only bring to holidays and you don't have anything serious with, and so she's like, oh, well, I'll think about it, and then she goes to return the sweater, and she meets this guy there, and he's like, I'll be your holiday, and it goes from there, and it's basically your typical romance comedy where they're like, oh, well, I don't want to fall in love, and then one falls in love, and you can see where it's going. But it was really good. It was really funny. I don't really like the girl who plays the main character, but it's fine. I got past that. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I definitely recommend it, especially since it's December. So go watch it. It was 5 stars. The next thing I watched, I kept seeing on TikTok, and I was like, fine, I'll rewatch it. I had already watched this one time, 2015, I believe it was, and I watched it when I had a bacterial infection in my lungs and a fungal infection in my lungs, so I was in and out of consciousness and high fevers and when I watched it. And so when the first time I watched it, I gave it a 0 stars. This time I did bring it up to 3. And it is The Secret Life of the American Teenager. I always thought it was The Secret Life of an American Teenager. I swear it was, but it's the. I gave it a 3. The ending was completely different from how I remember it, which, to be quite honest, makes a lot of sense because I don't remember a lot that happened those last couple of weeks at that time period. The next thing that we finished, which I'm just going to pop it on here, it wasn't necessarily a show or anything, but it was Unis Honest. Me and Dakota watched pretty much every single video they put out. It was so good. I miss it. It was a lot of work to watch it, so I can only imagine how much work it was to put into actually doing it, and props to Ethan and Mark, who were the filmers of it, and it was great. It was really funny, really good. The ending was nice. You can't watch it, so I'm sorry. I gave that one a 5. It wasn't anything like we expected when we first started watching it. The next movie that I watched personally, which was I think a couple days ago, because this is the second now. It was Love, Simon. And I read the book, or I listened to the book, last year on the way to Wyoming, or hell, whichever you would like to think of it as. But the book was really good. I really, really, really liked the book. I wasn't expecting to actually like it, but I didn't like the movie. It didn't follow up with the book nearly as much as it could have. They left out a whole lot. I feel they left out a lot. And I don't know why, but the guy who plays Simon gave me the creeps. Nothing against him. I don't know who he is. It's the first time I've seen him, but every time he'd come on the screen, it would, like, make my skin crawl. Sounds really bad. It could be that he might look like an ex-boyfriend or something, but, like, it was unsettling for me. I didn't mark it down for that, but I did mark it down for it not following how I wanted it to. I gave it a 3. You can watch it, you'd probably like it. It didn't fit with me. The next one I watched, I wrote it down and I was like, I don't remember watching this. What was this about? And it was Run. It's a new Hulu. Yeah, Hulu, because I thought it was on Amazon. I spent hours looking for it. Hulu movie. It's got Sarah Paulson in it, and I don't know the other girl. But it's about this mom and this daughter, the daughter is in a wheelchair and she's very sick, and then she finds out her mom's been lying to her. Kind of like The Act. I personally like The Act more. This one I marked down just because I completely forgot I even watched it and I had to rack my brain to remember what it was. And the next movie that I watched was Chemical Hearts. Pretty good. I was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those teenager movies. It looks like a John Green book, which I love John Green books, but I have one on my shelf somewhere. But I was like, oh, it's just gonna be teenage, witty kind of thing, sad, depressed, rainy, stuff like that. And it was, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I liked how the ending wasn't what you would expect from that kind of movie. I gave it a 4, just because it wasn't, like, as good as I wanted it to be, but it was also better than I expected it to be. And then the last one I watched, I think it's a Hulu. I think it's on Hulu. Is A Nice Girl Like You. It's got Lucy Hale in it, I believe her name is, and she plays this girl named Lucy. Her and her boyfriend break up because he's watching an adult film on a laptop. And he's all like, oh, well, you are just a prude, blah, 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 blah. And so she makes a list of, stuff like that to do and prove that she's not a prude. It was really good. It was a little slow, but I really liked it. I feel like that one would be like a good one to put on when it's raining and you're like kind of slightly cleaning the living room with a cup of tea or something. It was nice. It was calm. And I gave that one a 4.5. And that's pretty much all I watched. I had a lot of things going on that I was freaking out about, so you'll see that on another video. I don't know if that one's going up before or if this one's going up before, so that was what I watched. And yeah, stay happy in whatever walk of life you're in, because that's what matters the most. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And like and subscribe and have a great day. Bye.